Untethered Souls, a story of two hearts that drifted apart, but never truly let go. Of love that unraveled only to be rewoven stronger, deeper, whole. A love that survived distance, time, and the quiet ache of longing, only to find its way back home. They met the way old souls often do, not with spark, but with recognition, like hearing your name spoken for the first time after lifetimes of silence. From the very beginning, there was a pull, invisible, soft, but strong enough to keep their hearts orbiting. He was thoughtful, slow with words, but deep with meaning. She was radiant in stillness, her silence filled with poetry she hadn't yet learned to speak aloud. And together, they became something rare, understood. They shared everything, from scars that still stung to dreams they didn't dare tell others. They built something sacred in the quiet spaces between conversations. A trust, a truth. "I feel like I've loved you before," she once whispered, curled beside him on a late October evening. "I know," he replied, "because I never stopped. But life doesn't always bow to love, and some seasons feel colder than others." There were misunderstandings, wounds, fears they didn't know how to name. They drifted apart slowly, like two boats caught in different tides, still in sight of each other, but far enough for the silence to echo. There was no dramatic end, no cruel goodbye. Just distance, loneliness, longing. Maybe we weren't meant to last, she had thought in the middle of one long night. But her heart refused to agree. Time passed. They grew. Separately, he learned how to sit with his pain instead of hiding it. She learned that she was not a burden to carry, but a light to walk beside. They missed each other, deeply, but they also began to heal. And in that healing, they began to find their way back. And one day, without warning, he reached out. "I saw the moon tonight and thought of you. I don't know if you still remember me, but I never stopped." She stared at the message, hands trembling, heart racing, then smiled. Not the kind of smile you give to someone new, but the kind you give to someone who was never truly gone. "I never let go," she typed. "I was just learning how to hold myself too." They met again, older, softer, but somehow still them. She walked toward him with a quiet hope in her eyes. He looked at her like he'd just found something he'd spent years searching for. They didn't rush, they didn't need to, they simply stood, hearts sinking again, as if the world had paused just long enough to say, "Now, it's time." "I never stopped loving you," he whispered. "I know," she said, "because I never stopped hearing it." They rebuilt, slow and steady, not chasing what they used to be, but discovering what they could become. Now when they hold hands, it's not desperate, it's whole. Now when they look at each other, it's not with fear of losing, but with gratitude for finding again. Because not all untethered souls stay lost, some drift just far enough to learn how to return. And when they do, they don't just love, they stay.